See, she's the ruler. That's a great question. Elsie, come on. Are you kidding me?
Meet Koa, Roxy, River, and Jessie. And meet their mom, Lori Fetrick, better known as American Gladiator ICE. We get to know them today on Industry Pets. Welcome to the show, Lori Fetrick, better known as ICE from American Gladiators. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful that you and your pack are joining us today.
And I do have a pack. I have actually 4 dogs today.
4 dogs. How old are they?
This is Roxy. She's my little Chihuahua. How old is Roxy, April? She's 12.
12. All right. Cute for 12.
All of them were rescues. So this little girl right here, my mom, somebody dropped her off on the porch. My mom's like, there's a little mouse or a rat or something on my front porch that I need you to come look at. And I think it's a Chihuahua puppy. And sure enough, we go out there and we're like, we got her. We took her home. So we've had her now for about, 12 years. I never thought I'd be a Chihuahua girl. And this little girl just really stole my heart, and she literally is the leader of the entire pack.
The smallest one, huh?
Yep. And I'm going to introduce him real quick to you. This one, it's a baby boy. This is River. Okay, so River is the most recent rescue, and we think he's a Bichon. And I rescued him when I was golfing. You know how backyards sometimes they're up against the golf course. So he was there and he was completely matted, full of fleas, full of everything. And so he was just terrible. So I walked up to the door and I said, hey, I'm a groomer. I lied. Can I groom your dog? And he goes to me, it's my uncle's dog and he doesn't want him. So do you just want to take him? And I was like, are you kidding me? And so, yes, we got River. And we call him River because I found him in Riverside, California. And come here, Jessie. Come here. Jessie is the old girl of the group. Come here, baby girl. Come here. She's a Beagle mix. My stepmother actually rescued her from the pound. She used to get out of her yard, I guess, with her and another, I don't think it was a sibling. I just think it was another dog. And they got out of the house all the time, out of the yard. And they wound up in the pound, I guess, twice. And when the owners went to get them, they took the other dog and left her. So she has issues. And my stepmother went and she got her. Yes, I love you. And before my stepmother passed away, she said, come get my dog. So we have had Jessie now, how many years? 5 or 6 years? We don't know how old she is. No, she's up there. Here's the big boy. Come here, really fast. Get him anyway. So Koa, see, she's the ruler. I'm just going to bring you over to him. Can you say hi, Coco?
Koa's chilling.
Come here, Jessie. Come on. So Koa is, believe it or not, the baby of the family, I believe. And he is... he's Husky, Lab, what else? And German Shepherd. He's got beautiful blue eyes. But we don't know what happened to his ears. They're very tiny. That's the pack right now. Koa actually, what happened to him is whoever the owner was, they had 12 puppies. The day the puppies were born, dropped him off at the Humane Society. 5 died. And the others all went to rescues and foster parents. And that's how we got Coco. We call him Coco. Koa.
The name behind River we know is you got him in Riverside. So can you tell me how you got the other names?
How do we get Roxy? You know when you're naming dogs, you just start going through all kinds of names and everything. Certain ones stick. She looked like a Roxy, I guess. And Jessie had a very ugly name when we got her. It was Mash. Named their dog Mash. Anyway, we didn't like it, so we named her Jessie. And Koa got his name just because I love the Hawaiian names. So like Koa Wood from Maui.
So what are the funny nicknames that you have for your dog?
Where April comes in, what do you call Roxy? Your boobadoos? She's like, where's my boobadoos? It's like baby doll or boobadoo. River is, the Pet Detective movie at Quinta Ocho?
They call the white
the white devil bat, because he is very sweet, but when he sees another dog, he turns like this devil dog. And so, Quincy Ocho. And Jess was just Jess, or just Jess. Yeah. We did have, I've always had cats in the house as well. We just lost our 18-year-old cat, and then his brother passed away a year ago, but they all get along. So it was pretty cool.
What was the other cat's name?
I had Simon and Sammy. Believe it or not, here's a funny story behind that. Sam Simon was a good friend of mine who is one of the creators of The Simpsons. Before he passed away, I wasn't even thinking of that when I named my two cats, which is really strange. I want another kitten one day, and April's like, let's just wait a little bit, kind of thing.
So do you walk them all at once? It's 4 dogs.
Yes, we do. Interesting enough, Poa, he was so afraid of his own shadow. It was just amazing. So for the first 3 months that we had him, we had to pick him up and carry him to the park. He's just such a scaredy cat. So I take 2 of them, and April takes 2 of them, and we walk them around the park. Koa can be off leash. She's very good. Jessie's off leash. She's very good. River is the one that is not off leash because he wants to either rip another dog's head off, or when he gets to him, he just wants to play. But the way he runs to them, it scares the dog. Roxy is leashed only because of the fact we have hawks and owls around here. I tried to let her off leash because the bird might think she's a squirrel.
Do they do tricks?
None of them do tricks. They're all kind of special in their own way. We're lucky to get them to sit.
So I take it you did not use any trainers with these dogs.
We tried with Koa, and he was just so rebellious. He didn't want anything to do with the trainer. And I was like, we're kind of wasting our money with this dog.
Do any of them have any special quirky behaviors?
All of them do. They're all spoiled. They have their own thing. River used to walk up to one of my cats, Simon, before he passed away, and he'd pounce on the bed, and they'd kind of play back and forth. And then we'd walk in there, and the back of his neck was all wet. We were like, what is he? Is he chewing on him? Roxy, the Chihuahua, she does something that I've never had another dog ever do. Dogs learn from other dogs and their behaviors. Well, I had a very good friend of mine live here. She had a little Chihuahua. And what that little Chihuahua used to do is take her head and rub, she'd just lay her head like she was laying on a pillow on your chest. I've never had a dog do that. All of a sudden, Roxy started doing that. Koa, I have a big couch. We bought this big couch for the dogs. Okay. Okay, Koa can have that side, and River and Jessie can have this side. Roxy will be in our lap here. Well, Koa, that right there, see how they're laying in the same spot? Well, usually he wants her gone. Usually that's his spot, and he'll sit there and stare at you and whine until you move her. So, little quirky, stupid things they do.
Share a couple of funny stories from the pack that you currently have.
Roxy does one thing. She spins in circles, constantly, right before you're feeding her.
Oh, she belches.
Oh, and she belches really loud. It all comes from the Chihuahua. She'll eat, and we'll pick her up, and before she goes outside, and all of a sudden she'll just go, blah. And we're just like, oh my God, for a little dog. We've always tried to catch it on camera, but we just can't get that oomph that we hear in person.
Do they bark at the delivery men?
Oh my God, they go nuts. They actually go kind of crazy. I have a big fence in front of my house. Every time somebody comes up, whether it be the delivery man, whether it be the next door neighbor, that neighbor, or the dog, and they just sit and they run the fence and they bark. And I'm like, I'm sure that I'm the house that everybody is annoyed with, that when they walk their dogs past it, they're all out there.
If your dogs could turn human for a day and become gladiators, which event would they specialize in?
That's a great question. Koa and River would be great at Powerball because They're very quick, and they're the first ones to go after another dog. Jessie would be more of the assault dog because she's kind of lazy. She would want to stand behind the assault gun and shoot tennis balls at everyone. And Roxy, she's the controlling one, so she's going to want to control all the events and all the dogs. Producer Roxy, this is going to be the producer of the Gladiator dog games, huh?
What are the top dog toys that you like to go to for your dogs?
Here we go. Squeaky. Anything that has a squeaker in it. We've tried getting the Kongs and we tried getting the other chew toys, and they always revert back to just the squeaker toys.
What's the top places your dogs like to sleep?
Oh, there's really only one. Well, okay, two. My bed and the couch. That's pretty much that's it. That's the top 1, 2. There isn't even a third one.
Do you have pet insurance?
Man, I tell everybody, I said, get pet insurance because it will save your ass. Man, when it comes time and you do need it, our insurance pays 80% of everything.
Wow.
I've had Rottweilers because I'm a Rottweiler girl. I love my Rottweilers. I've had 2 of them. One of them passed away because of basically he had 4 herniated discs in his neck throughout his life. I called him my pool because I'd introduce him and go, this is Jake, my pool. And they're like, your pool? And I said, yeah, as much money as I have spent on this dog fixing him, I could have had a pool in my backyard by now. You know?
It can cost as much as it does to a human to take care of an ailment.
100%. And not only that, it seems like your animals always get sick on a weekend. Right? And you got to take them to the emergency. You will not leave under probably $600 at the emergency. So yeah, pet insurance. And I have to thank April, my girlfriend, for that because she's the one that was like, oh, we're getting pet insurance on all of them. Every single one that came through. Before her, I never got pet insurance. I don't know why. And then the first time it covered 80%, I was like, oh my God, everybody needs this.
What was your first pet?
Well, I've had dogs. So even, when I was a kid, I had dogs and dogs and cats throughout my whole life. But my very first dog for my own, when I moved out and had my own place, was a golden retriever. And his name was Jesse. And he was awesome. He was a ball freak. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I had Jesse and then I had Bosco, and he was my first Rottweiler. Those 2 were just awesome dogs. They're amazing. And then just throughout the years, I've had Harley. I got Harley on the set of the American Gladiators. One of the gentlemen who used to kind of handle us doing promotions and personal appearances and everything, he came on set, and he used to also represent Kelly Slater, the professional surfer. He brought this puppy, this black lab puppy, and it was huge. And I go, Brian, what are you doing on set with the puppy? He goes, oh, a fan actually gave this dog to Kelly, and Kelly can't handle it and can't take it because he travels all the time. So I'm going to take the dog until I find a home for him. I was like, are you kidding me? I just fell in love with this puppy. It turned out to be a black lab part Newfoundland. So this dog was 150 pounds. It looked like a ginormous black lab. And we named him Harley. And he was the dog that I got from the Gladiator set, back in the day. So
how does having dogs help or affect your mental health?
Oh my God. If I don't even know what I would be like if I didn't have dogs or any animals at all. I would imagine I'd be very lonely. They're very comforting. It's awesome to come home and have your entire living room of dogs greet you, and they're just happy. I think the people who have no animals, I don't know if they really know what they're missing.
Well, speaking of, what advice would you give to anyone watching that doesn't have pets and is thinking about getting their first animal?
Oh my God. Choose wisely. I would say definitely get pet insurance. Do research, April says, do research on your breed. Every breed has a specific quirk, illness, something. If you don't have the space to have a big dog, I mean, you think that they're okay in an apartment. Dogs love to exercise and run. So absolutely pick your breed, do your research, get pet insurance because they're going to be costly. It's like a child. If they're ill, you've got to have the money to take them to the vet. They rely on you to take care of them. And if you don't have the money to take care of you, don't get an animal. But you know what? It's the best, amazing, fulfilling feeling that you could have is to have an animal.
Is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have?
I've rescued many, many animals, many dogs, cats, in certain situations that needed rescuing. I've had horses before. I've got 2 saltwater fish tanks. Yeah, I'm a definite animal person. I can't even imagine being without them.
Tell everybody what you got going on and where they can find you at.
Our documentary, Muscles and Mayhem, is in the top. I think we're still possibly in the top 10 on Netflix for the documentary. We are working on trying to get Netflix to do a reunion for the entire show, which would be amazing. And so we're all crossing our fingers that's going to happen. Personal appearances, Comic-Con, fan expos, things like that. And Chillin with ICE, my podcast, which I'm having a blast doing. And that's interviewing all the gladiators right now and going behind the scenes and pretty much, telling their story because a lot on the documentary obviously landed on the editing floor. And then after the gladiators are all done, it's really going to kind of start going more into interviewing just a lot of fascinating people. I'm going to do a little health and fitness, a little pop culture, and pretty much things across the board, which is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm in talks right now with a cannabis company to do my own line. And it's going to be just for all the athletes and the aches and pains that we all felt.
And your social medias?
Social media, Lori.ice.fetrick, Fetrick, at Instagram and TikTok. I think it's the same Lori ICE Fetrick at my Facebook even.
So everybody check out the podcast and make sure that you leave a comment below either on one of her videos or mine that you saw her and enjoyed learning about her pack today on Industry Pets.